So we're out here. We're gonna get some work done. I broke down and finally bought a battery last night for the mill. So basically, for those of you who don't know, I was having trouble with starter issues. I rebuilt the one that we had, but the armature in it is bad. So I down and ordered one. And there she pretty is. So yeah, I got that on. And last night I broke down and had to buy a battery. I've been taking batteries out of stuff and going back and forth. That's just aggravating. So I bought a designated battery. The battery I turned in as a core was actually from 2012. It would hold a little bit of charge, but there was a sail bat in it, so as soon as you tried to use it, it would drain it quick. So pretty much, hopefully this one will last. I've hooked it up this morning. We got fuel in it. Nothing else. You'll be seeing the first cold start, other than when I first put the starter on, that it's had. So new battery, new starter. Let's see what happens. If I can find the key. Alright, so we got 2 edges cut on this thing. It done decent, but there at last cut is throwing way too much sawdust. I tried adjusting it out of it. What it should have done is either got less or maintained. It shouldn't have got worse. But it also got to where it wasn't sawing straight no more. I don't know why it's wanting to lead out again. I don't know if it's something to do with my blade or something to do with an adjustment. I'm gonna have to do a little research in my book that I got. But before I go cut any more on this log, because it's too nice to just waste, I want to make sure I'm at least on the route of heading straight again. I don't know why, but all of a sudden it started getting worse. I may end up having to change these gullet pieces. They're rings. They're the actual pieces that's in with the tooth. I may have to change them. They may be so wore out that they're causing problems, but I don't know. And I got to do some work on this feed, because it'll reverse great, but the belt is slipping so much on the feed it don't want to actually pull it through. So I'm gonna have to tighten the feed up real hard. In order to tighten the feed up, I may have to make a new belt for the reverse, just because it'll actually cause it to tighten it up when you go to tighten the one up. So they got to be just right for each other. But anyway, hopefully I can fix it. A big white pine. It's about all this mill wants. It's about all I can want to even move. So I don't want to go no bigger than this on this mill. It's just too much heavy weight to handle trying to roll it manually. Maybe one day if I get log turners and stuff, it'll make it a lot easier, but for right now, all manual. This area is as big as I want to go. Alright, so I done a little adjustment, very little adjustment. I'm going to try something to see if that little bit of adjustment is going to help. Plus we flipped the log and we cleaned the tires, or the wheels, because there's not really any rubber tire on it. But we cleaned the wheels. We're going to see if maybe that was causing the carriage itself to raise up and shift a little as it came down the track. I still think I got a problem with my speed and I might have to shorten the belt, but we're going to try this and see how well it works. One of them somewhere down there. I am Sawdust Man. Anyway, got this squared up. We're going to set it off to the side with several others that we already squared up on the band mill prior to even getting this. The reason is we're not 100% sure if we're going to use logs for our home or if we're going to do conventional building with just all of our own material. So other than cut up a bunch of big logs that will make good logs for the home, we're just going to set them aside and then we'll set them back on the mill and cut what we need out of them as we need it. It's white pine, but it'll make a beautiful home either way we do it. So that being said, we're going to set this off to the side, cut some of the slabs that came off of this. Getting this bark off is the most important thing. It keeps those little woodworms that I've been fighting with out of it. They will destroy this white pine. That's why I'm not 100% sure that I really even want this white pine for outside home logs. We've considered poplar, we've considered a bunch of different stuff. But after sawing this and working with it so much, I'm not 100% sure. But at the same time, if we do decide to go with this, I don't want to be kicking myself later that I didn't save these big squared logs. So I checked the squareness of this thing, and even though I was having so many problems, I got a little bit of a gap on one side, but not on the other. So, and I mean, even on this one side, it's still, for a 12 by 12 beam, is not bad at all. I'm getting covered up with sawdust. It could be the shanks on that thing being wore. I need to get me a piece of plexiglass or something and put there, because I'm getting beat to death with sawdust and chips off the back side of this. What it is where the blade actually comes up and catches the back side of this thing. There's supposed to be a way that you can adjust it. I've tried adjusting the in and out, and maybe I'm just not going far enough with it, but I feel like if I go any farther, it's going to be digging into it too much. So I ended up putting it back where it was when we started this morning, and it's sawing straight and true. Whereas when I had it adjusted the way it says recommends for getting rid of the sawdust, keep from it coming back at you, it don't saw true. It waves terrible. So I'm gonna leave it where it's at. I figure it's probably just those shanks are wore pretty bad. That blade's set out in the weather for what, 25 years, 25 plus years, and it actually sat outside. So I've not done anything other than change the teeth in it. I put a new set of teeth in it, and of course, you know, I adjusted everything, but other than that, the blade itself has not had any work done to it at all. So probably could use some attention. That being said, those shanks are high. They're about $11 a piece, and I need 48 of them, I think, is what that blade's got. 48 or 42. I think it's 48 teeth on it. It's a 50-inch blade. So yeah, we're gonna set this off, finish up those boards, and then probably put another log on here. This was the biggest and the prettiest log that I had from the last load, so this is probably the only one we record. The rest of them are just same white pine type stuff, just smaller. I just really wanted to see what this one was going to make. Could have made a little bit bigger if I'd have been able to roll a little better. Speaking of rolling, the way we're turning these big ones is I got chain hoist, Arbor Freight chain hoist. I used this in the saw house, my old saw house with the band mill. If you're interested in that, there's some past videos of that. But I just attached it to my loader, and it works good for turning these things, because even with a long cane hook, it's a gut buster. So yeah, stay tuned, keep watching, subscribe, tell other people to subscribe, because our subscribers are like low, but we appreciate the ones that do subscribe. But we need more. We can't, you know, we can't keep doing it if we don't keep getting more people watching. So yeah, thanks for everybody that does. We appreciate it. And like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to see something specific, want to see me saw something specific, if I have it, I'll try to saw it. I got some oak and stuff later that will be sawed, and we got some cedars around here that are smaller. I want to saw them on the band mill though, because they're not very big and I don't want a lot of waste. So yeah. Anyway, have a good rest of the day. And for those of you watching that tonight, have a good night. See y'all.
There is something I want to see.
What? Really? I'm saving it for later. I got it in all my pockets. I told you I'm getting covered up. Sawdust man. What do they call it? Man glitter? Yeah. I definitely got covered in it, that's for sure.